Good morning YouTubey. Well, in today's video I'm going to start by showing you the 10 best games for PS1 I have in my collection. Now the last 4 of these you haven't seen before. They've been recent pickups, games that I've been hunting, trying to find for a good price, and I think I got some bargains. And then after I've showed you the 10 PlayStation 1 titles, I've picked up another console, so yet again another console to collect for. And I had some vouchers, so I picked up some Nintendo Switch, which I rarely do because Nintendo Switch games are still like super expensive, but these were quite cheap. Yes, so I'll start by showing you the 10 PS1 games I have in my collection that I think personally is the best. It's my opinion, and that's about it. Like most of these probably got like a really bad Metacritic score, but I think they're cool. So yes, the first game is Yu-Gi-Oh! On the PS1. Such a sort of sick, innovative, really cool title. Like, I can remember playing it when I was a kid and it was super hard, but I can remember getting quite far in it, sort of further in it than I thought I would get. Yes, considering how hard it was. It's very technical as well. Like, it doesn't really tell you what to do. It doesn't hold your hand. You just figure it out through gameplay and repetitive sort of stuff. Do you get what I mean? Like, you go into the battle, oh, this thing didn't work this time, so I'll try something else, and then the other thing works, and then you implement that in your future battles, and that doesn't work. So you're just figuring out each battle as you're going along. Yes. Yu-Gi-Oh! Sick. The next game I picked up purely on a sort of nostalgia-based sort of thing. Yes. It was really cool when it came out. Dead colourful, dead bright, dead pretty. Really fun. So I picked it up again. And it is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Now everyone's seen the memes of Hagrid where he looks like a giant textured potato. Yes. So am I going to play this just to see him? Yeah, probably. Like, after this, the next game that came out that was cool in the Harry Potter world was Chamber of Secrets. That was a really fun, really cool game, but that was the last of the good ones. It started getting a bit cover shootery and turning into sort of a Harry Potter-esque based Gears of War. Yes. And then Hogwarts Legacy came out, but that's not in the Harry... Well, it's the Harry Potter universe, but it ain't Harry Potter. So is it a Harry Potter game? Yes. But yeah, so play this. Really cool, dead cheap, really fun, bright colours. It's dead cartoony and just like nice. Do you know what I mean? Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. The next 2 games, yes, give me 2 seconds, there we go. The next 2 games I picked up. One I picked up because me and my brother was out video game hunting, and this was at the top of both our lists. And we both really wanted it, but I found it first. So I picked it up. And I picked up the first one. And if you pick up the first one, you've got to pick up the second one. It only makes sense. Do you know what I mean? So I picked up Roll Cage 1 and 2. Extremely good games. Very fast paced. Like, you can go through tunnels and then go on the roof and go inverted. On number 1, like going from inverted back to sort of normal, the camera is extremely slow. So for the next 2 or 3 seconds, like you can't see anything. You can, but you're upside down, and if you turn left, you're turning right. So you don't know which way you're going. Do you get what I mean? And then in number 2, they did speed it up a little bit. Now in both of these, you get sort of like different powers and abilities and rocket launchers and like go faster strips on the floor. A lot like sort of Mario, but kind of futuristic based, really cool, really nice. Like these are relatively somewhat expensive, not like super expensive. Roll Cage 1 I think was like 25 quid, and Roll Cage 2 is usually like £30 game, somewhere in that region. But I managed to pick up Roll Cage 2 on Vinted for like £4.90 because the cover art is a bit crimpled and it had a broken case, and then I swapped the case out and ironed the cover art, and it's a £30 game for £4. Ta-da! Yes, really gassed to have these in the collection. Really cool games. Yeah, sick. The next game is a relatively recent pickup. I picked up purely because I have a CRT now and I wanted to play sort of CRT games. You'll see what I mean. It is Time Crisis on the PlayStation 1. Like, Namco did some really cool stuff back in the day. They still make cool stuff. They still do all the Gundam stuff. Well, it's Bandai Namco, but you know what I mean. But yeah, Time Crisis. Like, go into the arcade and beg your parents for 50p's or £1 or whatever the inflation rate is at that time and do some shooting. Yes. Yeah, like in the arcade, you never really got far. I'm sure it was harder in the arcade than it is at home. Like, I played this for like a few minutes the other day and got relatively far. I can't remember it being that easy, but maybe I'm wrong. Who knows? But yes, Time Crisis. You sort of go through levels and different people and enemies pop up in front of you and you shoot at them. And that's about it. But yeah, really cool game. Super gassed to have it in the collection. Really fun. Fun with friends. Yes, cool half-hour game. Yeah. The next game is a present from my beautiful wife. And I just think it's cool. Yeah. It is. Detective Barbie. Ooh. Yes. It's kind of a murder mystery-esque, but not murder because it's like Barbie. So it's like, who has lost their hair straighteners? I shall find them. Something along those lines. Yeah. But like, you're on a cruise ship and some mysteries happen and then you go around the cruise ship and solve mysteries. Yeah. I love this genre of gaming, like murder mystery-esque kind of Jack the Ripper-y kind of, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And this is like the cartooniest of the cartooniest version of them. So it's bright colours, have a nice time, dead easy, mindless. Detective Barbie. The next game is a banger. Like, film came out in the 90s somewhere and it was really cool. And I've heard they're either not remaking, what they're doing, they're making a sequel. That's what they're doing, they're making a sequel to the movie. And are they going to ruin it? More than likely. But the first one is incredible, and it is Small Soldiers. Yes. If you don't remember watching this movie, then one, you're not old enough. Two, your childhood weren't as fun as mine. Yeah. Small Soldiers, such a fit, like, kind of an alien-esque, racy Argonauts, I believe they're called. Yes, against soldiers that want to kill them. And you have to get back to a land that I can't remember the name of. But yeah, really cool. Like, it's not very good gameplay. Admittedly. It's like the levels being created in front of you by about 5 meters, so you can only ever see like 5 meters. So if you're going down a tunnel or something, you just see in black and floor. Do you get what I mean? But yeah, really cool though. I enjoyed it. Like, when I was a kid, this was the best thing ever, and it still is. Like, it hasn't lost its charm or anything. It's really fun, really nice. Small Soldiers on the PS1. The next game I picked up from my good friend Dom, and I didn't remember this genre until I saw that he had it. Like, he had multiple copies of it and he wanted to, well, sell one copy, so I bought one copy. But yeah, I couldn't remember anything about it until I seen it. Does that make sense? Yes. And it is Bomberman. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, do you remember playing this? All you do is you get a little character, you go around your level kind of thing, placing bombs, and then enemies and stuff would walk into them and they would perish. And you had to do little things like collect things and such, but it was really fun, super addictive. Like, PS1 games, like, very fast paced, and the fast paced I find is the addictive part of it, because it's like, oh, I've done a level, I'll do another one really quick. And then by the time you've done 19 levels, it's now 4 in the morning and you're going to be tired at school. Yeah. But yeah, Bomberman. Sick. The next game, it sort of birthed a horror esque genre, but it didn't. A company that already made horror games made this one, but this was a different kind of genre. Same genre, different aesthetic. You'll see what I mean. It is Dino Crisis. Yeah, once again, this was a beautiful present from my wife not so long ago for being a cool husband. Yes. And like I said, it was made by the people that made Resident Evil, so it's kind of like a reskinned Resident Evil. If you've played Resident Evil, imagine the people, the zombies and things that are chasing you. Imagine they were dinosaurs. That's Dino Crisis. Yeah, super sick. Like, there's a few games in this. There's Dino Crisis 1 and 2, which are amazing. Then there was Dino Crisis 3 Gun Survive, which I have, which is just a walk through the level, shoot, sort of on rails shooter. That's what they're called. And then there was a couple of other Dino Crisis that failed miserably. So if you're going to get any of the Dino Crisis, get 1, 2, and if you like on rail shooters, get Gun Survive and a Namco gun for super cheap and have a nice time. But yeah, Dino Crisis, such a sick game. The last of my PS1 top 10 really cool things, I think, is a game I didn't admittedly hear too much about until I saw it in a friend's collection and it looked sick. So I sort of scoured Vinted. Now there was someone selling it for £70. Yep. So I messaged them saying, admittedly, what is the lowest, blah, 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 doing all that haggly stuff. And we came up with a price of £26. Yes, sort of so low that for a couple of days I thought it was some form of scam and I was just going to get an empty box. But I read the title of the ad fastidiously and it never said anything about being, it was just, I don't know, I couldn't quite figure it out. But it turned up and it's in really good condition and it works. I've played it. So, haggle on Vinted. Like, if you make an offer on Vinted, it will say like 10%. But then you just haggle with a person and they can change the price of the ad, put the ad in your name, you Google your name in Vinted, search your name in Vinted, and then the ad comes up and then you have a good price. Do you know what I mean? Do some haggling. Nightmare Creatures on the PS1. Yeah, such a sick game. Like it's kind of like Silent Hill-esque with monsters, but Silent Hill has monsters. It's like Silent Hill, yes, but monsters. Yeah. Admittedly, I don't know too much about it. Like I said, I saw it in a friend's collection and I looked at the case and thought, that looks really cool. I have to have that. And he wouldn't sell his. So yeah, once again, scoured Vinted, found this, sick price. Yeah, really cool. Sort of, like I said, Resident Evil, Silent Hill, along those lines. Play those games. You've played this. Yeah, Nightmare Creatures. Gassed. That was the end of my sort of like top 10 PS1 titles that I own so far. It will be growing vastly. I'm on sort of a PS1 kick at the minute. I have a few more that I haven't shown you guys, but I will do. I'll get around to it. You'll see them. They're coming. The console I picked up this week. I was doing a little bit of work around my brother's house, helping him with some DIY. And his wife was like, "Oh, Andrew, you like video games, don't you?" And I was like, "Yes, I do." So she came out with like a stack of old PS3 games. Now there were some cool titles in there, but not like anything super noteworthy, but some cool stuff. And then at the top of that pile was this console. And it is a Nintendo DS, a 3DS nonetheless. Yeah, it's really cool, really nice, really clean. Yeah, it didn't have a charger. Luckily, I have many chargers. So I brought this home, got it working, and it all works lovely and jubbly, just as it should. Really cool. I've never owned a 3DS. I've played a 3DS a couple of times around friends' houses, things like that, and I've always been very intrigued. Yes, it's like the top screen is obviously in 3D, looks really cool. Like, I could show you footage of some of the games just here, but you won't see them in 3D, so just enjoy this stuff. Yes, but yeah. Really cool. Super gas to have it. Like, it's pristine as well. Like I said, well looked after, nice and clean. I've got a charger. It works. Have a nice time. Yeah, super gassed. The game I picked up, I didn't pick up. I got it with that bundle. The game that came with that bundle was Pokemon Moon 3DS. Yes, admittedly, like I said earlier, when I was a kid, I was more of a Yu-Gi-Oh fan than Pokemon. That's not to say that the Pokemon games ain't really fun. I'm not like super into Pokemon, like the first 150, and then the first and second generation, yeah, were the best. And then it got a bit weird. I believe one of the Pokemon now is like a bus. Do you know what I mean? It just got a bit weird for me. I liked them when they were little like cute creatures and dogs and giraffes and stuff like that. And now you got a bus. Yeah. But yeah, super gas to have it though. Like, I'm going to be collecting, I wouldn't say like vastly for the 3DS, but there are some cool titles. There's Street Fighter and things and such. And it'd be really cool to see the little people in 3D. Yeah, Pokemon Moon. Now, like I said at the beginning of this video, I had some vouchers given to me at Christmas. And it is now March, and I found the vouchers just the other day. So, yeah, safe to say, I spent it quite quickly. The first game I picked up, for the wife, admittedly, is Animal Crossing on the Nintendo Switch. Now, these were all from Argos. Luckily, this one, it has a cartridge. The other two don't. They're just game in a box. So, I've just got 2 empty cases with a receipt in. But yes, Animal Crossing. Like, really cool, fun, cozy game, nice time, world builder kind of thing. You go around, you make people happy, you unlock things, you build your own house, you make it nice. Really cute, really fun. Yeah, the wife will spend many a good hours on this game. And I will enjoy the quiet. Yes. But yeah, really cool, really pretty. She'll enjoy it. Nice times. The next 2 games are for me, and like I said, they were game in a box. Not game in a box, code in a box games. That's the ticket. They were code in a box games. Now, I will only do this if it's Nintendo Switch, because I'm not like a super big collector for the Nintendo Switch. Like, physical media is best for me from like PS4 down. Do you get what I mean? Like that generation down. Anything later than that. Like, Xbox Series X, I do have games on the library that I don't own physically. Yes, that's the ticket. Either. Like, I'm not super fussy when it comes to Nintendo Switch about sort of like code in a box games. So I picked up these 2. And the first one is Resident Evil 6. Yes. I do not believe I have ever played Resident Evil 6. Yeah, it's quite ashamedly. So I can't tell you too much about it, but you know Resident Evil. It's the same remedy every time, rinse and repeat, just better graphics and different gameplay. Do you know what I mean? It's just a guy with a gun going through levels, shooting like infected things and such, and then finishing that level, and then there'll be an angrier man at the end of that level, and then you kill the super angry man. Do you know what I mean? Rinse and repeat, really cool. Yeah, and now I can play it handheld, on a bus, on a plane, on a train. Yeah, really cool. And the last game is one of my favourite games of all time. I've said this quite a few times, and I've only ever really played it on the Nintendo Wii. Until now, where I'll be playing it on the Nintendo Switch. And it is Resident Evil 4. Yes. This was peak video game, peak Resident Evil, I believe. I haven't played Requiem yet, and nor have I looked at much gameplay, because I don't want to spoil it if I do pick it up. But this, to me, was peak. The best Resident Evil game of all time. You've heard me say it, I'll say it again. Yes, once again, in a download-only thingy-majiggy, which I'm not too bothered about. Yes, but yeah, really cool. Yeah, and that continues. That doesn't continue. That finishes. Don't know the word. That ends this sort of week's video where I've showed you 10 of my favourite PlayStation 1 titles and a few recent pickups. Now, I haven't been super mobile, sort of going out and about recently too much. The fuel prices are crazy. So like warranting going to different cities and things and such is a bit sort of like, do you know what I mean? Like there's a few charity shops in and around me and a couple of shops in the close area kind of thing that I'm still hunting around. But yeah, so I'm going to wait for the world to calm down and Donald Trump to stop being a silly boy. Yes. But anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.